Just another incident of police misconduct with no accountability.
While driving, the officer uses his cell phone, which is against Connecticut state law. Then at 8:36 p.m., Officer Oscar Diaz stops the vehicle abruptly while driving 36 in a 25-mile-per-hour zone, and Cox is slammed headfirst into the van's wall.
Yeah, that's going to leave a mark. Paralyzed. Earning the hate. Welcome to another episode of Earning the Hate. The cops violate numerous policies. They fail to follow their training. It results in a guy in their custody being permanently injured. No accountability. No cops are fired. No cops are disciplined. No accountability. The only thing missing from this, which would make a great footage, is the cops weren't white that did this to a black man, because then we could play the big racist race game, race card, all whites are racist card. But since the cops were black, we'll just finally concentrate on the real problem of non-accountability of government.
Connecticut, that guy in the back of the police van just broke his spine. The officer did not strap him in, drove faster than the speed limit.
Notice there are seatbelts here. I guarantee you there's a policy that when you put somebody in here, you will put them in a seatbelt for several reasons. One, for this one. Two, if you have multiple people, you don't want them fighting and starting a fight and kicking. You don't want them getting together and working on getting each other out of their handcuffs. But you know what? Cops don't need to follow it. You'll have idiots out there claiming cops need more training. They don't need more training. They need to be held accountable for the training they already get. That's the problem. And you idiots want to keep throwing more money at government, thinking government will fix problems with more money.
Limit, and then slammed on the brakes.
You felt?
The police officer stopped and verbally checked on the man, 36-year-old Randy Cox.
I fall.
So the guy did stop and check on him. At this point, he should have called for an ambulance. Now, in the cops' defense, and I'm not defending anything these cops did, but criminals always try to scam police, saying they're hurt when they're not. They want to go to medical. It delays them going to the jail. It also gives them more time to maybe plan an attack or an assault or an escape. So they are always looking for reasons to lie to the cops. So there's this suspicion or automatically disbelief with most people. Now, this guy was arrested for a gun. He's got priors. He's not a good guy. I'm not defending this guy. I am simply wanting government to follow the rules because they're supposed to be the good guys and not violating citizens. And if they'll do it to this guy, they'll do it to you.
I cannot move my arms.
All right, do not move. I can see moving your arm.
No.
Okay.
Look at my hand.
All right, hold on.
Oh.
So this cop does stop and check on him. Probably he should have called a 911 or contacted dispatch and said, get me an ambulance. And said, let's check this guy out. They're not going to do that, because if you do that, every time a guy tells you, I'm hurt, you'll have the sergeant pissed off. You'll have administration pissed off. They'll be saying, why are you wasting time? Why are you trying to get out of calls? Quit milking calls. Stop being a dummy and believe in these guys. You know they're lying. So there is other pressures on why. I'm not defending these cops. I'm just trying to get you to understand the mindset of cops.
But then the officer kept driving without providing any assistance. Cox was under arrest for a weapons charge.
He had a gun when he wasn't supposed to.
171.
A few minutes later at the New Haven Detention Center, officers refused to believe Cox when he said he could not move.
Come on, or we're going to...
So these are all female and black officers. I just point that out because we're always pointing out that we need more female and black officers. Here we have nothing but female and black officers, and we still have tyranny, failure to follow their training, and abuse of people in custody. And nobody wants to address that.
Pull you out.
Slide down, man.
Oh, gee.
Uh-oh, did I just see a tattoo? Oh, no. I hate to have to point that out. Oh, look. Female officer has tattoos. That's really nice. Just had to point that out.
Oh, man.
Oh, geez.
Yo, slide down so we can get out of here.
Look, if you gotta drive me, do a cartoon.
All right.
Yep.
Eventually, they dragged him out by his feet.
So this is where I'm pretty sure that most cops are not trained. If a person has a possible spine or neck injury, a proper technique for moving him is dragging him by his feet. Okay, I'm pretty sure they didn't get training in that. Okay, I'm pretty sure they got training that said when you have somebody with a spine or neck injury, you isolate, you don't move, and you wait for medical. But you know what? There'll be idiots saying we need more money for more training.
Now, almost there. You're almost there. You gotta get your shoulders out. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Stand up.
So it looks like they took the cuffs off. Either he slipped his cuffs or they took it off. I haven't seen the full footage, so I don't know. But his cuffs were on when he went in. Now his cuffs are off.
There we go. All right. Yeah. How you making up? Ready? Actually, go get that shit. Get the
The police did place Mr. Cox in a wheelchair, but they repeatedly taunted him for not getting up.
Well, what the media is calling taunted, they're just kind of like, dude, stop screwing around. Because our default is normally they're lying. Oh, look, she has a tattoo too. Nice.
Oh my God, yo.
Oh, that's a guy. Sorry. I didn't want to use the wrong pronoun. Maybe he identifies as one. Maybe it was the right pronoun. I don't know because I can't talk to him. So it's very hard to do videos now because I can't ask these people what pronoun they prefer.
Sit up. You're doing extra straight. Sit up.
The driver of the van
Oh, look, she's a sergeant. Wow. She must have been really good to get promoted.
The driver of the van did not explain to the other police officers what in fact had happened.
Okay, so this is really negligent. If the guy did not tell them, hey, I had to slam on the brakes and he said he hit his head. If he didn't tell them that, that's gross negligence. He contributed to the further injury of this guy in his custody. No accountability. Not a training incident. Not an isolated incident. This is typical government power out of control.
Okay, probably because you're sitting there. Now, until I get A mark here, sit up.
Sure.
So we have a black female in charge, sergeant. Damn, we can't just... Darn, I just wish everybody was white so we could scream racism, and they did it because he was a poor black man, and we could play the lion narrative that just loves to get played out. Darn.
You put him in the holding section.
Why would I lie?
We're gonna have you sit in the holding tank until AMR gets here.
You gotta pick up your feet.
Oh,
Pick up your feet.
pick
You're
up
gonna
your feet.
fall.
I'm telling you,
I mean, as lethargic as this guy is, you would think somebody would go, dude, man, maybe he's not faking. Maybe he's really hurt. You would think out of 4 brain cells, they could get 2 to rub together and make a spark and go, you know what? Maybe he's not faking.
Hold on a second. Let's see.
That was yank him around.
oh my God, y'all broke my nightclub right here. Look. I can't reach.
Yeah, let's just drag him by his arms. That'll work. His neck will be all right. Just drag him around. He'll be all right.
I can't reach.
Cox was then put in a holding cell for 15 minutes until paramedics finally arrived. The June 2022 police interaction
Man, they got a lot of free donuts at this station. I'll tell you that.
left Cox with permanent paralysis below his neck, contusion, scarring, and a compromised immune system. Cox and his family have now filed a $100 million
$100 million for a criminal who's committing an act. Because it's taxpayer money. Because we really don't want to hold anybody accountable and remove people that do bad things. No. We'll just throw money, taxpayer money, to other pesky taxpayers that catch us abusing our authority and not holding people accountable. Perfect.
Lawsuit against the city of New Haven and 5 police officers. The suit accuses the officers of negligence, carelessness, and excessive force, and violating Cox's constitutional rights. All of this began in the early evening of June 19th. At 8:04 p.m. on Lilac Street, Cox is arrested on criminal possession of a firearm, possessing a gun without a permit, and breach of peace.
What's up? Just hold up, okay? All right, what's up? Is there anything on you?
If he doesn't have prior weapons charges and wasn't a breach of peace, means he could have just pissed off a cop. I just did a video where they arrested a dude because he smiled and laughed at a cop. So breach of peace can be anything. So, again, I always said gun control, if you really want to get into racist and color, government doesn't want black people having guns. They just can't say it. Okay? You can take that shit to the bank.
Anything on your phone? What?
You keep voting for liberals.
Cover my mouth. All we're doing is detaining right.
So you have a bunch of cops patting this guy down, and one guy kind of says gun, kind of mumbles it. If I was working with this dude, I'd be like, dude, when you see a gun, you need to yell that shit out so we know. He kind of mumbles, gun, gun, gun.
Just a second, okay? Gun.
Hear that little gun? Kind of nonchalant gun?
Cover my mouth. All we're doing is detaining right this second, okay? Gun. Gun.
They still haven't got him handcuffed, and they're still Mickey messing around. Now, I gotta admit, if a guy has a gun like this, normally the officer reaches and grabs and secures the gun when he yells gun. So you have one guy going after the gun to secure it, and you have everyone else tightening their grip on the hand so he can't go for the gun. That's why you want to yell gun when you make your move, so cops know what you're doing.
Sorry.
Guy didn't resist. Finally, a third gun sounds like he means it.
Gun. Sorry, 75.
Cox is
So when he yells gun again, I don't know if he put that on the radio. He said 75. I'm not sure what their code is, but the video cuts.
placed handcuffed into the back of a New Haven police transport van without seatbelts.
Watch your head, all right?
New Haven must have a lot of cops. Look at all these cops back here. Cop cars everywhere. Cops everywhere.
Police transport van without seatbelts.
Watch your head, all right?
Yo. That's right.
I'm pretty sure right here, policy is when you place a guy in here, you must seatbelt him in for his safety and the safety of others. I'm not even in it, but I can almost guarantee it exists.
While driving, the officer uses his cell phone, which is against Connecticut state law. Then at 8:36 p.m., Officer Oscar Diaz
Wonder if they wrote that cop a ticket. I wonder if they went back and go, hey, you know what, dude? We got you on video committing a crime. We got to issue a citation. I doubt it.
stops the vehicle abruptly while driving 36 in a 25-mile-per-hour zone, and Cox is slammed headfirst into the van's wall.
Okay, so not blaming the victim here, but smart criminals who have been in this van and had this happen to them before, when they get in, they move all the way up here against the wall, knowing that if the cop hits his brakes, I've got support. Not blaming this guy, I'm just saying.
You felt? All right, hold on. What happened? What? You fell. What happened? Can you move at all?
I can't move.
Wow, how your leg is all the way up there?
I understand.
A few minutes later at
Because you hit the brakes, you big dummy? What, you can't figure out physics?
the police station, officers ask Mr. Cox to get up while still wearing handcuffs. Then one officer realizes that Mr. Cox is not a threat and says it's okay to remove the cuffs. Still, there is no sympathy or even any basic humanity.
Stretch out, Cox.
16.
Stretch out, Cox. Stretch your arm out.
Put your arm out.
Put your arm out. You don't have cuffs anymore. Take them out from behind your back.
Come on, or we're gonna pull you out.
Slide down, my man.
Oh, gee.
Yo, slide down so you can get out of here.
Look, if you gotta drag me, do it cartoon.
All right.
Yep. Yep.
Most people would not want to be dragged. They would say, look, I don't want to be dragged, I'll get up. The fact that he says, if you got to drag me, do what you got to do, kind of gives credibility. They probably couldn't move.
I look all right with myself.
What's the hand?
All right.
Now, almost there. You're almost there. You gotta get your shoulders out. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Stand up.
I think we already saw all this.
After a broken neck or spine, dragging that person by their legs and then trying to prop them up can cause even more damage. In other words, a jury could reasonably conclude the New Haven police officers are liable not just for the abrupt stuff.
No, they won't find the officers liable. They will find taxpayers liable. Quit switching the narrative. Officers are never held liable. They never pay anything, which is why they don't care.
While Mr. Cox was in the back of the van, but also for the way in which officers handled or mishandled him when he was taken to the police station. Doreen Coleman, Cox's mother, says she wants justice for her son.
Oh, now the mother wants, I don't want to hear this crap about, parents always want justice for their kid when they can get money. Meanwhile, they raise them and let them do all this bullshit, and they're defending them, saying what a great kid they are and how they never do nothing wrong. So I got no sympathy for parents. See, that's kind of the thing I'm talking about, where cops get jaded. Anyway, we'll end that there. These cops earning the hate. Y'all have a good one.